Welcome to the boating adventure. It's Thursday the 6th of July 2023 and welcome to the deck of the Swamp Duck. I'm currently moored up between bridges 3 and 4 at the bottom of the Hawkesbury Canal. What I intend to do today is to take the boat down to the bottom of the Hawkesbury Canal at Coventry Junction, turn left and go on to the Coventry Canal, then past Hawkesbury Junction and carry on to Coventry. I've not been sent there, but I just want to go there. There's a few reasons really. First of all, at Hawkesbury Junction there are some services, so I need to top up with water, get rid of rubbish and sort the Elsan out. And then a little bit further on, just before bridge 8, there is a Tesco's, so I need to just moor up there and pop into Tesco's and stock up with a few supplies. Then I'm free then to take the boat all the way to the Coventry basin. And I want to go there because there's an iconic statue of James Brindley, which I've seen so many times on vlogs and photographs. I just want to go and see it myself, take some pictures and then wend my way back. And then I'm probably going to head for this mooring for another night because it's so quiet here, so peaceful. It really is a lovely spot. And the weather has been very kind to me at the moment. I'm in no rush to get back, except I do have to be back by next Tuesday because I'm waiting for a consultation from the hospital. However, the latest news from the CRT is that Derwent Lock, which I have to go through, the last lock, is currently closed because of water supply. There isn't enough water. After all that rain we've had this year, there isn't enough water. And they're also advising people not to use the Trent and Mersey Canal, but I really can't afford to take that advice. I've got to travel quite a long way back home, so once I've stayed here for the night, then I intend to start the journey back, and I'm hoping to be back by Monday. So I'm just going to use this camera to begin with because I don't want to put the roof cameras on until I've been to Tesco's. Otherwise I'm going to have to take them all off or just leave them there, and I don't think it'd be very safe. So enjoy this little journey. I'm going to start filming just as we get to Hawkesbury Junction, and then once I've been to Tesco's I'll put some more cameras on. So do enjoy. On the starboard side is the familiar building of the engine shed, and then on the port side is the familiar wrought iron bridge that takes you down onto the North Oxford Canal. Right, that gives you a good view of the art installation. There are quite a lot of these on the way down to the Coventry basin apparently. So we'll see if we can spot a few more. It's quite impressive, that one. Makes the bridges a little bit more interesting. Right, I'm just going to turn the camera off now because I'm going to spend a little bit of time just sorting the water out. Okay, that's mission accomplished. Elsan, rubbish and water all sorted. So the next stop is just before bridge 8 where I can moor up and go to Tesco's. So this is all new water for the Swamp Duck, not been here before. I do want to go quite slowly down this stretch, particularly when emerging from bridges. That's going to be the place where you'll find the dead shopping trolleys in the water. And I really don't want them wrapped around my new engine. This bit of water is often described in the various guides as the Coventry Arm, but in actual fact it's not really the arm, it's actually the main line, because the main line went from Coventry Basin all the way up to Hawkesbury Junction. And this was the first part of the Coventry Canal to be dug out. This isn't a particularly well used piece of water, because most of the leisure boaters are not interested in coming down here. There's already quite a lot of rubbish in the water, bottles, pieces of wood. So I am going to go very slowly and try and stick very closely to the middle of the channel where it's deepest, because that's one of the other things, it is quite shallow, although they have done some dredging down here in the last few years. This is bridge 10A. That was the M6 that we've just gone under. I've only ever been to Coventry once in my life before, and that was when I was probably only about 10 or 11, and we went to see Les Dawson at the theatre in Coventry. I do remember the style of architecture of the town centre. It's very much the sort of prefab concrete type thing. It was put up in a bit of a hurry after most of Coventry city was bombed during the Second World War. So there was a need to do some very fast reconstruction, and still today when they're doing construction in this area they do find the odd unexploded bomb, so I hope they don't do that today. But it was heavily bombed because there was a lot of munitions that were made in this area. And the unfortunate thing was that the cathedral took a direct hit and blew the roof off. And so today the original cathedral is just the shell, no roof on it. And then of course they built a new cathedral at the side of it, which I have been in again at the same time years ago. Of course, Coventry is famous for quite a few things that have sort of found their way into common folklore. To begin with, there's the idea of sending somebody to Coventry, basically when you kind of like ignore them. I don't know where that comes from, no idea. If you do, let me know in the comments below. The other thing is the famous Lady Godiva, who was famous for travelling through Coventry on a horse naked. She did that as a protest because she was annoyed that the workers were being taxed too heavily, and so it was agreed that if she would ride through the streets of Coventry naked, then those in charge would reduce the taxes. So she did, but she did it on condition that nobody was allowed to look. Only one person was supposed to have cheated and looked through the curtains, and his name was Tom, and he became known as Peeping Tom, so that's where that expression comes from. Quite a few fishermen down here. There was an art installation on the port side there. I don't know whether the camera picked it up. It looks like a sofa. It's not been dumped there. It's actually a concrete sofa. It's one of the installations. In the skyline in front of us, just above those apartments, there you can see the roofing of the Coventry Arena, place where they have lots of sporting events and concerts in the main, I think, really. At one time you did have to book your stay at the Coventry Basin. It was part of the CRT booking procedures that you had to go online and book a space, but at the moment they don't seem to do that anymore. They stopped it a while back, maybe because it's not that popular and it's not a problem. Even in the summer, people just don't use this. It's a little bit like the area wash. It's a dead end, and it's into a city. It's industrial, and so a lot of people don't come down here. So we're just coming up to Bridge 9, and there are supposed to be some moorings actually down here. So the Tesco's will be at the side, on the starboard side. And I have seen some discussion as to whether there may even be some mooring for Tesco's on that side. Whether it's official or not, I'm not sure, but I'm about to find out. And just in the skyline there, I think I can spot the roof of what might be a large supermarket. There certainly are mooring rings all the way down here. Just no boats moored up. And you can stay there for 14 days if you so wish. And I've just spotted somewhere where I could moor up on the offside. So I'm just going to reverse back a bit, I think. So I've locked the boat on by chain to this very convenient little stud here, really. Okay, so the boat's as secure as I can make it. And off we go to Tesco's. Through here. Ooh. Brilliant. The good thing is there's CCTV in operation, so they can keep the eye on the boat. That was mission successful. Managed to get to Tesco's okay, and the boat's still here, obviously. So now I'm going to go to the Coventry Basin. Shouldn't take too long. I've set the cameras. I've got a camera on the roof facing forward, and then I've got a camera on the back looking to see where we've been. So I'm just going to take it slowly. There's still plenty of rubbish in this canal. couldn't see any other way of mooring up on the offside, and on the towpath side it's concrete, so, and I can't see any mooring rings there. It's a wooden pallet. Apart from a Tesco's, there were one or two other shops there, including a Greggs, but I resisted the temptation. But there was a Timpson's, so if you need to get your shoes mended, or a key cut. Didn't seem to be anything too useful there, really, to be honest. There aren't any mooring rings on this side of Bridge 8 either, so that's not much help. And it's just concrete, so there's no way you could even just put a stake in or anything like that. And there's no arm coat. So I think I did well to just spot that one sneaky mooring. There are still people fishing down here, which is a good sign. It means that the water is clear enough to support aquatic life, not just bottles and cans and pallets, old mattresses. The region that we're going through at the moment is the Foals Hill region of Coventry. There was a gasworks here. Apparently it looks like it's been all built on. There is an extremely low and narrow bridge to get under to get into the basin, so I may have to just drop the cameras down on the top just for a few minutes, because I don't think it would get under. So just coming up to bridge number 7. Roughly speaking, that means there's 6 to go, but it depends how many A's and B's there are. And the sun is out again. It did look stormy for a little while, but that's all gone. And it's brilliant sunshine, so plenty of solar going on, which is what I need. I think there must be a bakery or something not far away, because I can smell bread cooking. Really nice smell of bread, baking. Maybe it is Mrs. Kipling or Mr. Kipling. coming up to a bridge which takes the A444 over a canal. So this is 6A. So there are still 6 to go. And there is a winding hole here. Hi mate. So I'm just cruising along at 2.5. I don't want to go any faster than that. So the area now is Edgewick. And I'm coming up to some moorings actually on the towpath side, and not far from a McDonald's. And you can tell there's a McDonald's because there's loads of McDonald's debris in the canal. So I'm just going to let the boat drift through. Oh, there's a whole load of rubbish. I'm not even going to show you. It looks awful. There must be a KFC roundabout as well. And there's a distinct smell of weed in the air.
I'll take you where the sun is always shining. A bite of the apple found in Eden. Oh, 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 man is never sleeping. Are you up for the light? Oh, a sweet stimulation. Guess this is your station. Better than the country. Welcome to the city. Where the girls are pretty and the boys are too. If you want a lover, you will find plenty. And they do it all, but they don't say I love you. Get your sexy on, get your sexy on, get your sexy on. Welcome to the city, it's a turn on. Get it all, get it baby, but don't say I love you. Welcome to the city. Welcome to the city. If you ain't find your thing yet, I got the address. In the nest of dreamers, place for the homeless. Oh, 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 the thrill of the danger you feel with a stranger. Oh, 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 standing on the border of chaos and order. Better than the country, welcome to the city. Where the girls are pretty and the boys are too. If you want a lover, you will find plenty. And they do it all, but they don't say I love you. Get your sexy on, get your sexy on, get your sexy on. Welcome to the city, it's a turn on. Get it The girls are pretty and the boys are too.
If you could all just breathe in, it would be a help. Done it. There's the swamp duck, and there in the background is Mr. James Brinley himself. This is Coventry, and this is the Coventry Basin. And I'm not the only cruiser to have made it either. And that's the fella himself, and this is the statue that you see on lots of canal books and magazines and things and vlogs and so on. And he's mapping out his canal. I hope you've enjoyed this video of my journey to the Coventry Basin. It wasn't as difficult as I've been led to believe. Just have to bear in mind that take it slowly, avoid the rubbish, and it's fine. I've had no issues whatsoever. Might be a little bit quicker going back because I now know that the route is okay. You know where to avoid the bottles and cans. They're just around the entrance and exit to bridges in the main. So from the Coventry Basin and from Mr. Brinley, thank you very much for watching, and do take care.